All right, guys, happy Friday, January 27th. I am excited. I'm ready to go, full of energy, full of gratitude. So first and foremost, I want to welcome all of our guests. If this is your first time being here, welcome to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. We talk about consciousness, we have fun, we have breakdowns, breakthroughs, but this is all in an effort to really elevate the collective wisdom. So if you're here, thank you, thank you, thank you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field, and this person is just going to bring the team out on the field, ready for battle, ready for game day. So let me see whose camera's on and who I can go to. Let's see. I'm actually gonna go over to Dan Sundberg. I love you, my man, and I'm gonna put you on the spot really quick. But Dan, if you can, bring the team out on the field, prep us for our big run today. Let's hear from you.
Somehow I knew that you were going to call on me today.
When you
Yeah,
put when you put that energy out, man, I feel it. All right, I feel it.
Yeah. So Friday today, this is big prep day for getting a big weekend. I don't know if everyone else has been feeling this, but it feels like change is in the air. The market is shifting. The word that has been in my mind since Wednesday is FOMOM, fear of making a mistake. And that I think is the thing to be talking to clients about, of making them feel like they're not making a mistake by jumping in, and that this window of opportunity is closing, where buyers can still get opportunities and deals. But man, a lot of buyers are coming back into the market, and there's a lot of people who are starting to bubble back up. So this is the time to go out, get people excited, get them energized, make them feel like we passed it. The market's not going to crash. We're near the bottom here, and let's go out and get some deals done.
Man, I absolutely love that message. And if you guys were on the session on Wednesday, Sean talked a lot about that. He said FOMO in 2021, people were in this mindset, and the psychology of buyers was FOMO, right? I didn't want to miss out on a great opportunity. Everyone was buying homes and it was a frenzy. Well, what happened last year is that people had the fear of making a mistake, right? As interest rates started to go up, they felt like, oh my God, I don't want to make a mistake. And so what did people do? They stopped going out in the market. Well, now things are changing, and interest rates are still, in my eyes, they're low. When you look at the grand scheme of things, they're actually relatively still low. But buyer demand in almost every single county in the Bay Area, in Sacramento, in the Central Valley, buyer demand is up. And so that message right now, it's actually some of the things we're going to talk about today, that needs to change with your consumers. Your emails, if you have people on drips and if they are getting an occasional update from you via email, that email needs to be now customized. You need to go in and change that verbiage. You need to change the messaging. You need to look at all of your media, or excuse me, your social media platforms, and say, am I saying that same style message? Am I writing on LinkedIn? Am I providing updates? Am I sharing the nuances, the patterns, what is actually happening? Because you guys, I promise you, if you have not done business in the last year, you do not want to experience what we experienced a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was craziness. What I want to hear from you guys is, in the height of the, what I like to call, you always hear me reference it, the wild, wild west. What was the most amount of homes that you showed one client? Let's just do that. And what was the most that you wrote over asking price at the height of the market a year and a half, 2 years ago? I'll share with you guys. $175,000 over asking price, non-contingent, and these people wrote 40 offers. 40 offers. All right. So put that down below. Are we at that crazy level right now? No, but it's our responsibility as our individual ad campaigns to make sure that we are addressing the message that that is with the times. And so I'm glad that you said that, Dan. I want to talk to you guys a little bit. I want to have a full stream of consciousness this morning. I took not only 2 pages of notes, but I took 3 pages of notes this morning because I was inspired to write. First thing I want to start off with before we get rolling, if you're a guest here, once again, thank you to everybody that comes to group coaching religiously. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just want to tell you guys, and I wrote this in the email, and I learned this, and I read this from John Cheplack yesterday, that high performers want to be around disciplined, committed people. They don't want to be around average people. I feel that you come to these groups because you want to practice, and you want to train like a champion. So first things first, thank you. I wanted to tell you that I believe that this privilege, my role, my stance in this company is not a right, that this is a privilege. It's a privilege for me to be able to do these sessions with you guys. It's a privilege for me to be able to lead. It's a privilege for me to be able to speak. So I just want to thank you guys for showing up and actually being here. I don't take that lightly. I don't take that for granted. And I look at every opportunity to be in front of you guys as a true gift and as a true honor. So I just wanted to start out with a thank you. What I want to do right now is I want to go a little bit deeper with you guys. And I feel that this conversation is important. I want us all to be real today. And let's not just be here because we're here and this is some background noise. Like if we're out on the practice field today, I'm like, hey, Dan, let me throw you the ball. Tony, I'm going to throw you the ball. Will, I'm going to throw you the ball. Otis, I'm going to throw you the ball. You're not just going to sit there and hopefully the coach doesn't look at you. That's not what practice is designed to do. That's not what coaching is designed to do. So what I want to do is I want to ask you guys, don't kind of play today. Like play bigger, make a commitment that you guys are going to play bigger, right? It's January 27th. If you guys are choosing not to play bigger right now at January 27th, I promise you that's probably showing up in other areas of your life and business. So commit to playing bigger, commit to playing at the highest level. Show up, ask for questions, and ask for the ball. Ask for the ball. If you don't like public speaking, guess what? You should raise your hand in these sessions. If you're fearful of your own dialogue, raise your hand. We had a role play session yesterday. We had new agents get on the mic and say their dialogue about the market. And I was completely starstruck and in awe because these people are practicing, they're writing it, they're rehearsing it, they're putting their hand up. So today, what I want for you guys is to commit to playing bigger. If you're the person that just puts this on in the background and doesn't do the work and said, oh, that was good, I heard one or two things, I promise you, when you dive into these sessions, you're going to hear something that Melissa says, you're going to hear something that Dan says, and it's going to resonate with you. And my hope is that it resonates with you enough for you to go and do something with the information that you learn. So here's what I want to do. I want to evaluate a few red flags in your business right now and identify if you do have any red flags. First and foremost, I want you guys to go back to your goals for the year. We're going to come back to this all the time, your VTO, your Vision Traction Organizer. I want you guys to look at your goal right now for the year, and I'm going to make some simple math for everybody so that way we're on the same page. Say you had a goal of doing $10 million in volume, real estate volume sold for the year. Well, your average sales price is right around $750,000. So I divided that 10 million by 750,000, gives me a number of 13 average transactions that I need to do in 2023. And we're going to keep this very, very simple. Well, if National Association of Realtors states that the average consumer, to get them in a contract, takes about 40 conversations, give or take, right? So if we times that number by 40, well, I know that I need to have 533 conversations this year to get me closer to my goal, right? Now, if I divide that by 12 months in the year, check it out. I needed to have 44 conversations this month. Well, we're now at the 27th of the month. So if I divided that by 30 days, I should have had an average of 1.5 conversations every single day. So by this point, I should have had about 26, 24 conversations already this month. You should be able to look at that because you're tracking it, whether it's on your whiteboard, whether it's on Sisu, whether it's in Follow Up Boss, or a collection of all three of those. So you need to ask yourself right now, how are you doing? Are you behind? Are you ahead? Are you booking appointments? Are you getting on the phone? Are you knocking on the doors? Are you still waiting? Are you blaming COVID? What's happening? It is January 27th, and I want you guys to be real with each other. I want you to be real with yourself, and I want you to do the math, be able to tell yourself exactly where you are right now. I'm passionate about this, you guys, because I want to see you guys have a life-changing year. What I mean by that is I've seen people in our environment go from $30,000 to $270,000 in 1 year. 1 year. So you have to think about the impact that will have on your family, where you'll go. Maybe you want to go to Disney World for a week and a half with the family. Maybe you want to go to Bali for your honeymoon and stay there for 2 weeks and not have to worry about anything, right? That's my personal plan this year. So the point is that I want you guys to evaluate, and then I want you to look at potential red flags. We're going to talk about these red flags right now. So no closings. I want you to think about this. And hey, listen, if you're brand new, I get it. You're still doing that initial work. But if you don't have no closings, but you've been meeting with consumers, you've been out showing homes, you've been maybe writing some offers, what I want you to really do is I want you to really unpack the way that you're building relationships with people. How connected do you feel to your consumer? How connected do they feel about the level of education that you're giving them? Are you providing them with real updated information that is hyper local and specific to the market that they are searching in? Can you answer that? Or do you feel like you are running flat? Like this is no substance, like your presentation is just surface level, right? If you're not getting them to those points, how are you evaluating? You can't blame everybody. You can't blame everybody and say, well, it was them, it was the client. Yeah, we know we all have some shithead clients. We get that. But you have to start evaluating your presentation and say, what is it that I am saying or not saying in my presentation that's getting me to close more transactions? So first things first, look for the red flags. Number two, you've lost touch with your calls, your surprise and delight moments, the ability to reach them one-on-one with video. You're losing contact. And what I mean by that is that you're not going in. I'm going to give you guys a task. I'm going to give you guys a challenge. Go into your database today. Look at anybody that has searched for a home in the last 6 months, any of your active buyers or anybody that at one time had looked for any homes on Real Scout, Follow Up Boss, KV Core, Boomtown, whatever system that you use. What I want you to do is I want you to go in and I want you to send them a one-to-one video. Tony, what's up? It's Elias. Hey, I know you said you wanted to wait until interest rates come down, but I had some news for you that I think it's really important that you know. Did you know this? Did you know this? Did you know this? If you blocked out some time in your calendar just to go into your database and update those people, surprise and delight, put them on game, let them know what's going on. The reality of what is actually happening in the marketplace today. That is the most powerful message that you guys can send out. Now, some of you will do that and some of you will not do that. You're going to make an excuse why I didn't, and you're going to think about it. You're going to overthink about it. Fucking put your camera up and just say the words. You don't have to have all the lights and mics and none of that. You just send that message out to the people. That's number two. You lost touch. Number three is you have poor or non-existent online presence. You have poor or non-existent online presence. What I mean by that is that can consumers constantly go to you and look at you as somebody that is current with the times? You understand the patterns, you're talking about the market. You guys, we created those market update sheets, and let me pull this up really quick for you. I had a coaching call yesterday. We talked about this. For guests on the line, if you would like this, I can put you on game and I can give this to you. You guys have access to every single market in the Bay Area. All you have to do is download this to your phone, put the green screen on behind you, and then have this up. And they say, all right, guys, I'm going to share with you what's going on in San Ramon, median sales price, number of homes sold year over year. We're down 62.5%. What does that mean for you as a consumer? What does that mean for you as a buyer? What does that mean for you as a seller? There's two ways to go about this, right? So you have the information, and instead of just posting this on your social media, give it some commentary. You guys have this at your disposal. There should be no reason why people can't look at your social media presence right now and be like, damn, Sylvia, damn, Nias, damn, Joellen, you really know what's going on. And I feel so confident that I'm working with the right person, or when I'm ready to buy, I know that I'm going to choose the right person because of everything that I've seen. So you have poor or non-existent online reputation, informational content, also life, your hobbies, your interests, all the things that you're doing. If you're struggling with writing, all right, I'm gonna show you this. I just pulled this up earlier. I was just playing around. Write an article about love languages. I wrote here, and this is ChatGPT. Write a real estate blog using sarcastic humor. Right? What is this? Write a blog about why Airbnb is a good investment in the Bay Area. Right? So if you're struggling, have somebody, something, excuse me, write this for you to at least give you some talking points. Now, obviously check the validity of these, but you can use this and now say, okay, now I have some dialogue. Now at least I have some scripts, some things to talk about. I didn't have to spend the time writing all this stuff out if you need a little bit of help. I love writing. What I would encourage everybody to do is wake up, get some coffee, get a book, get a notepad, and just start brain dumping and writing thoughts. Writing thoughts, I promise you guys, you're going to find something that really sparks you. So that was number three. You had poor or non-existent online reputation. And I want you to constantly look at that, you guys. It's not something that we're always we're never going to talk about. I'm always going to say this. And if you're sick of hearing this, then maybe tune out and don't come here, or change something and get better. Number 4, not staying current with market trends. This coincides with everything that we're talking about. Inman News, Housing Wire, weather reports. Best way to build trust is to have your fingers on the pulse of your local market. Can I go to Elisa? Can I go to Vernon? Can I go to Alejandra? And she fully understands exactly what is happening in the marketplace right now. You guys need to know your market, know your data. Number 5, you don't have your CRM on point. All right, this one probably hits home for a lot of you. Everything that you do needs to be logged, tracked, and put into to Follow Up Boss. We gave a lead out to an agent the other night. She specializes in that market. We gave her the lead. Before she even spoke to that lead was in Follow Up Boss when the task was already assigned to her, or already noted. So using your CRM, it allows you to keep track. I get it. You guys have great memories, but you're human, right? The days of just writing stuff down and thinking that we're going to remember everything because it's on an Excel spreadsheet. Use the CRM to your benefit. So that was number 5, is use your CRM and make sure that you're utilizing all of your tech. We've said this time and time again, you guys. Your tech allows you to see consumer patterns, consumer behaviors, and what the consumers are doing. Then it allows you to address those behaviors, patterns, and patterns accordingly. You can address it accordingly because you can see exactly what the consumer is doing. So those are some things that you need to be looking at right now to see if your business is off track and if there is any red flags in your business right now. Which channel are the local stats on? Market or Team Fast exclusive. Team Fast exclusive is where you can find those market stats. And then Judith just put it in there as well. And then, yeah, perfect. All right, so is there any other red flags that you guys have noticed, maybe switched it up, identified, you're working on? Is there anything else that you guys want to add to this list? There was tons. I think it was 25 or something in the article that I read, but I only just took out 5. Is there any red flags that you guys have identified in your business and that you're working on right now that you can share with the masses so we can help each other get better? Is there anything that you guys want to be honest, vulnerable about, and share if there's a red flag that you've noticed in your business? Dan Sundberg, let's hear from you, bro. And I appreciate you opening up the combo.
Yeah, for me, it was a pretty obvious one, which is more than half of my closings in 2022 came from one lead source. And it was a referral lead source from Redfin. And so for me, looking at that moving forward, that's, for where I want to get in 2023, that is something that I need to diversify away from. I don't want to get rid of it, but that's something that at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I've been really thinking about how do I grow outside of that. And so that's definitely a big red flag for me, is like, okay, I can't have that as the only pillar, more than half my business coming from just that one spot.
Totally. It's unhealthy, right? It's just unhealthy, because say that online lead company goes away, and we've seen that happen in the past. What I was thinking for you, Dan, since you are our lead scientist, I think you should lean into that on a more visible role. And what I mean by that is like create content in your white smock with your beaker and like sharing like data about what's happening in the market and being like, let me take you like a vantage point from the data scientist, right? Like data scientists can be consumer facing, lead scientists is internal. But I think like, so much and you're very smart and you're astute and you're an athlete. Like, I think that's how you could not only grow and find new lead sources, is that you start becoming way more visible. I think you have so much to offer the world, but only a limited amount of people see that.
Yeah, I know. That's a big hole, the online presence.
All right, so good stuff. Who else has, so Colette and you guys, thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for playing bigger today. Colette, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Experiential videos. What I mean by that is that she was eating a sandwich yesterday. You guys saw it, the hot chicken sandwich, the crisp cut fries, right? Or the crinkly fries or whatever those are called. And like, you could tell that bite that she took was hot, but it was so good that she ate it again. And then she had the French fry. I was in on that. I was in on that experiential video. And I think like that is where you are, that Oakland guru, that is right in your wheelhouse. So loved it, by the way. So
Thank
let's
you,
hear from
baby.
you. Blind spots that you have identified and or working on right now.
I saw your fire flames on my comments. Thank you. It's just the battle of the bitches every single day with me. The two inside my head.
Okay. Okay. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it, but I thought so. Okay, elaborate.
Well, I know that I want this year to be different, and I've kicked it off different, and I'm intentional about it, and I'm doing it, and I have to love on myself for that. But you know, it's just the days in between when I'm struggling, and I'm finding myself slipping into that old pattern of or if I don't make my calls, or because I just have to say this. I have never made a phone call. Really, just, I mean, I make calls, but like not on a regular regiment, never before. Okay. I'm doing that this year. I'm doing that. Okay. And guess what? It works. I've had three appointments, several showings. I'm in contract. I'm in contract as of last night. The first month. That's it. So this bitch over here is going to beat this bitch. We're going to win. We all win. But listen, yeah, it's a struggle still.
I think we all have, to quote Colette, we all have a battle of the bitches, right? There's something goes on because there's the days where we feel good and we want to do that. And that bitch is strong, right? I'm going to get out there and do it. And then there's days where the other bitch is saying, no, we're tired, we're tired, we're tired. Success lies in your ability to do the things when you don't want to do them. Everyone can get, oh, I feel good today. I got great sleep. I want to go and do these things today because I feel so good. Well, the delineation is the successful people do all the fucking things that they don't want to do, even though they have to do them, right? And I love that the good bitch is winning. And so I appreciate you sharing that. And we're here for this. I love this, you guys. This is good. I can't wait to put this on our reels. Really, really good stuff, Colette. Let's hear from Will, and then we'll go to Aaliyah, then we'll go to Nias, then we'll go to Tony, and then we'll come to the second part of our conversation. You guys, thank you for raising your hands and contributing at the highest level. Will, let's hear from you, rapid fire, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to write off of what Colette said. You know, I'm doing all of the things in motion at once. You know, my video presence can be higher, but there's so much other work going on that is already in motion. You know, HomeBot, which we are pushing the shit out of, brought a $3.5 million listing that goes live on the first, another $500K that goes live on the second. That $500K was within a week of us getting our HomeBot up. But look, you know, there's a lot of people on this call who have not pulled a target farm, skip traced it, got all of those emails and phone numbers, and have started calling and emailing and door knocking and mailing that list. We are doing a bunch of those things, but even to stick that database into a Mojo 3-line dialer, which doesn't cost a ton of money, and sitting and playing on Instagram and filming content or doing creative while that dials, right? Even if you did an hour a day for 5 hours a week, you're going to set appointments. We had guys when Sierra Bay was open and active that would spend 5 hours a day on it, and were top producers right underneath me in the company, right? There's really something to be said about doing it. If you don't have deals going, get that list. We can help you guys skip trace a list, get into a dialer. It doesn't cost a lot, and play on your phone while you're sitting in there. When someone picks up, you talk. But I have to do it myself. I've got to invest that time and stop bullshitting myself that I have too much going on to spend 1 hour a day in the calls. You know, there's some vulnerability.
Man, I absolutely love this. Here's advice for you guys. I would get yourself a tripod and get a, you know, if you have an additional phone, or when you're making, when you're doing a buyer's consultation, like I would set up a tripod right next to you and to where it has this viewpoint of you, and like have that record it, and then take that, chop it up, and like use that as reels. So it's like you're now like sharing more and more of the things that you're actually doing. So it captures in the moment. It's like doing a podcast and you just have that up and it has this angle. That's actually something I'm seeing work. In regards to what you just said, Colette, I want to pull something up for you guys. I knew this would come up. If you guys don't have Sales Gravy, this is by Jeb Blunt. He's the one that wrote Fanatical Prospecting. The Truth About Prospecting. It talked a lot about, we love to hate prospecting, but why it's so important, even though some days it's difficult, and how avoiding the phone hurts your bottom line. I thought this is a really powerful article. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll just drop this article right now. That way everybody can see it. Copy link. I'll put it in the chat down below. That way you guys can go and check it out. And if you guys don't have it, I would highly recommend that you register for the Jeb Blunt daily newsletter. That way you guys can see stuff like that. But it coincides perfectly with what we are. Does anyone have the recurring Zoom link to this meeting so I can? Chris, the one that you're on is the reoccurring one. This is the reoccurring, never changes. Nice, let's hear from you, and then Tony, and then we'll come full circle in this conversation.
Yeah, mine is just basically just starting to get back to tracking, like you said, with the follow-up boss and everything like that. Just to be able to just keep track of like all your calls and everything that you're making as far as within your database, within the CRM. I'm kind of reaching point of like every like basis that you're talking about, but maybe I need to increase like the percentage of each one that I'm doing. I'm kind of like all over the place and just like increase more activity with it. But one thing that I'm finding myself doing those when I'm making my phone calls is that I'm starting off at the top of my list and I need to start reaching at the bottom of the list, going down to the bottom of the barrel. I'm making the same recurring phone calls with the same people when I have a bunch of a bunch of leads that I've never like reached to at the bottom of it or whatever. And so maybe like start off at lead number like 100 or whatever, instead of starting off at number 50 or whatever, and start reaching those people that I haven't touched bases with in a long time.
I love it. I love it. And for you, Nias, it's like about perfecting what is actually going on in the reality of the real estate market right now. This is a really great time for buyers, but we've been saying it, and this is not a sales tactic. That margin of opportunity is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So calling people and going through that dialogue, that's really, really important. So now it's like you have something fresh to talk to people about. Stop checking in with people. I've said this time and time again. Hey, just checking in with you. You're not their fucking friend right now, right? You're not their friend. Tell them, hey, I have some important information about the real estate market that's going to definitely impact you as a buyer. Let me share with you the reality of what's actually happening. Our job is to educate and advocate for consumers. And so, yeah, man, I would start middle of your list, work your way down, go to the quarter of the list, go to the third of the list, and keep on cycling through that until you've gotten through everybody, and then repeat that cycle every single month. So Nias, I love it. Track in Sisu and track in Follow-Up Boss all of your conversations, that we can go back and be like, wow, I've had 10% conversations with these people over and over and over and over. I know that something's going to pop. So nice, good stuff. Aaliyah, I know that you're driving, but you did have your hand up, and then Tony, we're going to come right over to you. Good morning, Aaliyah.
Good morning. So the thing that I think I'm struggling with, and just like Colette was saying, like there's things that I'm really happy with, and then there's other things that I'm struggling with. So for me, it's time management right now. I feel like I'm not using my time super efficiently because so like I'll have showings, and then I'll have the buyer wants to write an offer, and then all this stuff takes me so much time, like the getting the buyer, writing the offer, and then I'm doing all my content, and like all of these things, they're in my calendar, and they take too much time for me. And the thing that's hitting the back burner, I'm still doing prospecting, I'm just not doing enough prospecting. So I'm just like kind of struggling with that. And then my personal life, my daughter, and like exercise, and stuff like that. It's just I'm trying to fit everything into one day. And the thing that's taking the back burner is the prospecting. And talking to enough people every single day, and then trying to figure out how I'm going to add things to my schedule, like the farming and the door knocking. I'm working on getting that added into my daily schedule as well. So I'm just like, how do I do all of this? How do people who are doing all of these things do all these things in one day?
Well, first question is that you have to look at your life like you're a mom, the schedule to get baby to school, the schedule to pick her up, the way that you like, food and like breakfast and like the schedule that you have for your child is super regimented, right? Because she doesn't create it, you create it. And so that schedule is something that you stick to, rain, snow, or shine, 5 days a week. Is that true to say? Aaliyah froze on me.
Yeah, so that's
All right, so you already know how to.
am I-
All right, Aaliyah, first off, can you hear me? All right, we're gonna move on because Aaliyah, your audio is cutting out. But here's the point. Aaliyah's a mom, and we have tons of parents on the call today, so she knows how to stick to a pretty organized schedule. I believe, Aaliyah, for you, that do things that are going to work for you when you can't necessarily make the calls. Maybe that means that your MailChimp is working every single week, that your newsletter is going out to X amount of people, that you are creating, when you have an hour, all these one-to-one videos, and those are going out via text message or email to all of your past clients or your active clients. Like literally set aside some time to where you can have your MailChimp working for you. You can have other things working for you to where you're not necessarily having to do the calls every single day. And maybe it's twice a week, maybe it's once a week, but I think that there's things that we can do for you and help you with to help you kind of systematize the things. And I think we should probably just hop on a call afterwards or maybe later this or next week. I think I got some thoughts for you because you have so much skill and so much game. I just think that it's just changing a couple things in your business. Tony, you had your hand up for a while.
Yeah, thanks, Elias. I just have a quick question / comment, and anybody who has some advice about this, I'd love to hear. And this is, I'd say, my red flag. So I've been really good about putting together lists, getting into CRM, and consistent with prospecting. I've made that a non-negotiable, every single afternoon I have 2 hours blocked off. And like Colette said earlier, it actually works. The phone is working. And thanks, shout out to Will for helping me with that a couple of weeks ago. But my question is, once I have talked to someone, made contact, had a conversation, and determined that yes, they're interested, got them set up on Real Scout, and now I am seeing people looking at properties and marking them as something they're interested in, things like that. How often to follow up with those people without feeling like I'm being pushy or feeling like I'm becoming overbearing? That's the main thing. Of like, where do I have that balance of, like you said, Elias, serving them, providing the information they need, and then or coming off as too pushy?
I would look at my Real Scout and I would look at that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if they've looked at any homes since the last time that you had communicated with them, then that's a reason for you to follow up. And then knowing the information about the home, how long it's been on the market, what's going on, and constantly checking in. It's our responsibility, right? It's our responsibility. So I always say, don't sell from our pocket, sell from theirs. And until they say, you know what, Tony, that's way too much, then you continue to follow up with them, because you want to show that you're tenacious, that you're persistent, that you are going to make sure you're going to do whatever it takes to help them find their next home. Hey, Tony, I'm just following up with you. I know that we spoke on Monday, but I noticed that you just viewed 125, 126 Main Street. I'm setting up my tours for Saturday and Sunday. What day do you want to go see those homes? No, we were just looking. Okay, so should I adjust your search, or do you like the homes that you're getting? Cool. Do you have any questions about? Okay, perfect. Let me know. I'll be in contact. And as soon as I see any activity, I'll probably be giving you a call. So just know that I am going to be as active as you are, because I want to make sure you don't miss out on an opportunity. That's service, right? Yeah. I genuinely want to help these people find a home. So if it means I'm fucking calling you 3 times a day, guess what? I don't want them to have to bid $75,000 over and remove all contingencies, right? I don't want them to have to go through buyer fatigue and go through the wild, wild west that we went through last year. I want to hook them up. So I'm calling and I'm not following up. I'm doing it based off of consumer behavior and consumer data. The fact that you're putting them in your CRM and in your Real Scout, that gives you an advantage because now you have a reason to call them.
Mhm.
So don't sell from your own pocket, Tony. Just be the one that is constantly sharing the information, and that's what you're doing. Dan, I noticed that you just saw 123 Main Street last night. Check this out. That house has already had 16 offers. It has, it's hit the Zillow House of the Week, whatever that case is. I'm setting up my tours for tomorrow and Sunday. What day do you want to go see that?
Yeah.
Even if you're not
Great.
here, Tony, you have tons of other people on the team that will help you out and hook you up.
Right. Thank you.
Until they tell you, piss off, you're fucking bothering me, you keep calling them. Keep calling them. Elisa Beltran, you had your hand up, and we'll go to Nicole Penland.
Yes, on that note, it's for me, I feel like I sabotage myself, and I see all these young, newer agents with the fire on them. I'm like Ale, all of them, they're super fired up, and I've been thinking about it. What is stopping me to get to that, to get the inspiration or the fire back? And I feel like it's self-sabotage, right? I feel like, okay, I've been doing this for so long. I'm so tired. I hear it all. I've seen it all. I've been through it. So what I did last week, I do have Mojo, the dialer. So I had the open house coming up in Alameda. I just locked myself in one of the offices in Walnut Creek, and I just started calling the neighbors. And I say, hey, this is Elisa Beltran from eXp Realty. I'm just calling you on behalf of your neighbor, Mr. Juan. And we're just inviting you to the open house. Just come by, and I just wanted it to feel that, get back to it, get my feet wet again. And I felt so great. And I talked to 11 people. Everybody was super nice.
I love it.
And one of those calls, it was an agent. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you called? No, I'm just inviting the neighbors. And she's like, you do that? So cool. So I invited her to our
That's right.
EXP, come to one of our events. I'll keep you posted, So I was like, I felt so happy afterwards, but I was not pushing. I was just talking to people. I'm like, I just need to get back and just get my feet wet, and it felt so good. I feel much better.
Listen, I love this. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be real with everybody. If you cannot pick up the phone right now and make phone calls and book for an appointment, here's a newsflash. You're probably in the wrong business. You're probably in the wrong business. If you cannot pick this up and say, all right, phone expired, I'm calling circle prospecting, I'm calling old leads. If you cannot pick this up, make phone calls and book for an appointment, you're probably in the wrong business. Probably in the wrong business. That's a part of your job, is to be able to appointment book. It's not just posting content and then crossing our fingers and hopefully I become a fucking celebrity. No, that's one thing. Then I did door knocking. Then I made my phone calls in the office. I locked myself in the office. I made phone calls. I followed up on old leads. I did all of that. But you guys, don't be afraid of, because here's what happens. Oh my God, fuck, I don't know what to say. I'm so scared. Okay, I'm ready. All right, I'm in the room. I'm ready. All right, I'm calling. Really? Oh, you'd like to? Yeah, I'm actually free tomorrow. Do you know what happens to the body when you book an appointment? Do you know the endorphin spike, the level of confidence that is spiked in the human body? That's why we do sales. It's because something sparks in us. I promise you guys, that is an endorphin spike. It is a sense of confidence. You get off the call, you're like, damn, I did it. I can't wait. I'm going on $2.3 million listing appointment. Why? Because I made the time to just sit there and make some calls. Guys, I'm passionate about this because this is how I started my career. That's how I built my career. I became known for being able to convert over the phone. I will get on the phone right now with you guys. If you ever need somebody to just sit there and make calls with you, you call on me. I will make phone calls with you. That is my promise. You guys have to get comfortable with this. Have to. Good stuff, Lisa. I love that message. Nicole Penland, you had your hand up, and then we're going to shift gears.
I was going to add on to what Aaliyah was saying. Something that I've found helpful, because I also mom with 2 boys, practice stays and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a big follow-up boss person. I use KV Core, but I started in their app. You can separate your dialer by tags. So in the morning, I get up before I get the kids up and kind of sort, okay, these are the people I'm talking to today, or I'm trying to reach out today. and put them on a list so that when I'm like, say, parked at my son's basketball practice, I can do the dialer from my phone to reach out to those people. And I just started carrying a notebook in my purse because I prefer to work from my computer, but the reality is I can't do that all day. So I've just created systems so that when I get a chance, because I find myself sitting at basketball practice a lot of nights now, I can use that time, still do it productively. And then also with Real Scout, how you can see, you know, the people that are looking at, who were looking at listings, I started using Mixmax, and I might do the videos that night, but just schedule them to come out to them like the top of the next morning. Like, hey, I saw you were looking at this property, you know, and then I'll send them an email with some dates, specific times, not just the Calendly link, but how you can put the times in your email to try to start initiating getting them out to see property that way.
I love
If
it.
that
I love
helps.
it. Yeah, that does help for sure. And back to the Leah point. So Leah, anytime that you're driving, anytime that you're commuting, going to showings, I would time to see how long that obviously is going to take. And then be like, okay, how many calls can I make here? Can I call 3 clients, 2 clients, 1 client? Like I do that, especially when I'm commuting. Sometimes my commute is 2.5 hours if there's a lot of traffic. And I look at that, it's like, that's already office time. I'm in my car, I'm calling you guys, I'm following up, I'm doing coaching calls, whatever it is from my car. So I utilize any of my drive time to make sure that I'm doing follow-up calls. And I always have a list too. All right, I got to call these 5 people while I'm driving. So Nicole, really good point. Here's what I want you guys to do as we kind of come to the tail end of this conversation is I want you guys to, because I think that at least somebody mentioned Alejandra and some of the new people, but I want to take you back. And here's what I want you to do is I want you to remember where your mindset was when you were studying for your exam. The late nights, the studying, the practice exams, the going through, the prep agent. And I want you to remember the day that you got out of the car. You closed the door, you were psyched, you were nervous. Did I drink too much coffee? I think I drank too much coffee. Okay, what if I have to pee? Oh my God, I'm gonna go in there. Am I gonna pass this exam? I think I'm gonna pass it. No, I'm not gonna pass it. Oh my God, I'm not ready. I'm ready. No, I'm ready. I'm going there to crush it. All these things that were going on in your mind. And then the person says, go ahead and start your exam. And you're sitting there and you're answering the questions, or for some of you, you're writing in the little bubbles, depending on when you got your license, right? And you're sitting there and you're sitting there and you have all this stuff that you've known over the past 3 months. And then you get that piece of paper when you're done with your exam. And if you've gotten your exam or passed your exam in the last 10 years, they give you a piece of paper that says, please don't open this until you get out there. I remember doing that. It was 3 days after having my appendix taken out, and they gave me the piece of paper. I was done in 59 minutes. They said, don't open this until you get into the elevator. And I opened it and it said pass on my first time. The reason why I want you guys to take yourselves back is I want you guys to remember how that felt. All the hard work that you put into getting your license. And then I want you to remember all the shit that you were willing to do before you got any level of comfort in this business. You were willing to say, oh, I'll go knock on the door. I'll take those leads. I'll call them. I'll do this. You were willing to do those things before you hit any type of comfortability, before you rested on your laurels, before you had any habits that were not serving you in your life and business. Take yourself back to those original early OG days of you getting your license. How did you feel? How were you lit up? What were you willing to do? What were you willing to create? Who were you willing to be? How many times did you go through and call your aunties and uncles and cousins and let them know that you're now in real estate? So I took some notes here. Remember when you first got in the game, doing uncomfortable work to gain traction early on in your business. The work works. Cold calls, door knocking, prospecting at the highest level, doing uncomfortable work. And I thought this was really, really powerful. Don't let amnesia kill your business. And let me say that one more time. Don't let amnesia kill your business. Meaning don't forget. Don't forget all the things, the sacrifices, the times where you didn't want to do the uncomfortable things, but it led you to get your first listing, led you to get your first transaction. Don't allow yourself to have business amnesia. Remember everything that you have been through and gone through to be at the stage you're at right now. Work ethic is important, but there's a second silo. And that second silo is the willingness to do the things that you don't like doing. You don't like making calls, fuck it, do it. You don't like doing burpees? Do it. You don't like doing up downs? Do it. It's part of you training at the highest level and playing at an elite level. Consumers right now, they need some level of certainty from you. This is not about demographics of consumers. This is more about psychology of consumers and them needing some level of emotional information from them that's going to drive their behavior forward. I need you to understand that prospects and clients, consumers, they need you to deliver information at the highest level. They need to get information from you that is real, that sparks some type of feeling, enough emotion for them to want to move forward. Purchasing a home, there's so many emotions attached to that. Provide them with informational, updated information, targeted, local. You guys know what to do. Your email isn't spam because of its frequency. And let's be real with this. If you're sending emails out to people and you're looking at your open rates through Mixmax or through MailChimp, it is not spam because of the frequency. It is spam because of the lack of the quality in your message. It's the lack of the quality in your message. This is why you guys sitting down and brain dumping and writing in your own idyllic, in your own words, and own style, and writing, and then taking that and putting that into some really good copy and making some really good emails. That's going to be a game changer. Versus, hey, did you hear my fucking pumpkin spice latte recipe? Bore me. Nobody cares. And sorry if you guys do that. Nobody cares about your pumpkin spice latte recipe. They want to know how your message is going to impact them. What do they need to know? And what is your opinion and your vantage point about the business right now? That's what consumers need to know. So wake up, write, post, go deep, not wide. That was the message I heard from John Cheplack this morning, and it resonated with me. I woke up at 5 this morning. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna share with you, as I always do, writing half a page here. So I'm able to get these thoughts out because, like I said, this is a privilege. This is an honor for me to be here. You guys get the honor and privilege to serve consumers. You guys need to heighten your awareness, heighten your education, heighten your market updates. You guys need to take things to the next level because that's what they deserve. And the times when you say, I don't want to make the calls, I don't want to make the video, I don't want to do that, then fucking look at your kids, look at your family and tell them, I'm going to make all the excuses why we're not going to have the life that I've always wanted to give you. I'm going to look at them and say, sorry, Silas, we're going to have to move to a smaller place because I don't want to make my phone calls today. Fuck that. Anytime you have an excuse, you need to look around you and say, who are the people that are looking up to me? And if you say that you want to do this because your why is to give your family this or that, then you'll do whatever it takes, right? I got kids. I will do whatever it takes. The videos, the calls, the one-to-ones, the speaking engagements, the group coaching sessions, the one-on-one. I had 11 appointments yesterday. The point is, you guys, you have to be willing to go back to that OG, to that person that was fresh, that was hot, that wanted to get their license, to impact others, to make a shit ton of money, right? To change their lives. Go back to that person and do the things that you did to get your business off the ground and running. That's my advice to you. That's my sentiment. I want to go around the room, get a couple key takeaways from our time together. You guys, I'm fired up today because I'm not going to let this year pass me by. I refuse to. I'm going to do more in this year in business than I've ever done in my entire career. And you guys, I'm not young. I'm 43 years old. And I feel like I'm just now starting to hit where I truly, truly need to be in my business. It took some time, but I got humble and I got real. Vernon, let's hear from you. Key takeaways, and we'll go over to Joe Ellen. Key takeaways from our time together.
Did you call on me?
Yes, sir.
I have 3-word feedback for you, bro. Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. That's all.
Let's go. Let's go. All I'm thinking about is these two bitches fighting with each other on their shoulders. Joellen, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from our time together today.
I have 3 words for you too. Well, 4. You are doing it already. You are there. But you're amazing. I love you. I love everybody here. But yeah, the takeaways are basically just look for the red flags, go in, make some, shift, pivot. Don't just stay stagnant. Like just keep moving all around. Don't have one lead pillar, have 6 lead pillars.
I love it. Absolutely right. Right. Like I'm not just gonna post 3 videos today and then think like that's gonna hit. No. People on this call today that I've never met that I get to meet later to talk to them about joining and being partners with us. I got a full stack day, right? So I'm gonna always try to outwork my yesterday. Always. And you guys know I work a lot, but you know what I do? I spend a lot of time with my family too. But they deserve me to play at the highest elite level. Vicki Jackson, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from our time together today. Vicki Jackson going once.
Good morning. No. Good
Hi,
morning.
hi, there you are.
Hey, good morning. Man, did I need this morning? Kim Lou invited me here. I'm not normally on this call. I'm a guest. And man, where have you been all my life, huh?
Vicki, I met you in person. You came to our dinner.
Yeah. I've been hanging around a little bit, just kind of figuring out what I'm doing. I've been in the business for 17 years, but my takeaway is that all these tools and things that you talked about and all these things that people are doing, I am not doing any of it. And I still get business because I've been in the business for 16 years. And so I have lots of repeat clients, but I'm not getting new clients. And so these are all from my referrals and past clients. So I'm just like, man, I got a lot of work to do. So thank you so much. And thanks, Kim, for inviting me on this call. I really, really appreciate it. Needed it.
Vicki, I'm really grateful for you to be here. Anytime, everyone, when anybody shows up, I'm grateful. I'm truly, truly grateful because you guys impact my life. And like I said, this is a privilege for me. Let's hear from Steffi. Steffi, you always have great energy, great insight. Let's hear from your key takeaways from our time together today. If you could take yourself off of mute, and then we'll close with Neri Hernandez. Steffi, are you there? Going once, going twice. Neri Hernandez, let's hear from, Steffi, are you there?
Steffi, right?
Yeah, Steffi, there you are.
Wasn't sure.
It's all right. Yes, you.
I have to be honest. I have been feeling pretty down lately just because of mental health, and hearing you kind of quote unquote yell at me today, it felt really nice because it's a little bit of a wake-up call, because I personally don't have anything that is particularly wrong. I just battled through like mental health because of reasons. But yeah, thank you for always being so consistent. Oh shit, I didn't expect to get emotional, but thank you for being so consistent with your coaching and your generosity and making sure that we're doing our best, because not everyone's going to feel great every single day. And I try, because I feel like there are a lot of D people here, and it's if people don't have feelings sometimes, and I don't want to like succumb to my emotions, but when you have a chemical imbalance, what can you do? But anyway, just thank you, Elias, and thank you for everybody for being consistent and being an example for me to thrive to be.
Wow. So you guys, Steffi didn't have her camera on, and I had no idea what she was going through, but that's the universe speaking to me through her, saying, you know what, call on this person. Like Steffi, above business, I believe that I am in the human development game. I don't believe that I'm in coaching. I don't believe that I'm the director of sales and coaching by title. That's my title, obviously, but I believe that we're in the human development and that we're in the empathy game, right? And so I feel for you, and I'm here for you. And if you ever need anything, you need to go get some food, you need to just have a chat, nothing about business, like I'm 100% here for you as a friend. Business aside, I'm here as a human. And look around the room, you got tons of humans that are here that will support you. And let's end on that, like that. I'm
Can
sorry.
I say something?
Yeah, please.
Steffi, I love you. I'm your biggest fan. And if you could please reach out to me, because I have a really great therapist friend who's been kind of talking to some of the women on our team. And I think right now would be perfect for you to just like have a sweet little conversation with her. Okay.
I love
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate that.
I love it, Steffi. You got nothing but love. Sakia, I don't want to avoid your questions, so really quick, what was your contribution to the call?
Yeah, Steffi, you just melted my heart, and I just want you to read a book called "You Are the Placebo." It is so mind blowing. I'm reading that book now, audio. It's called "You Are the Placebo." It helps so much. Bye, guys.
I love it. You guys.
Dr. Joe Dispenza can change your life.
I love it.
Elias.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want everybody to send out some good vibes to Daniel Johnson on our team. He's having surgery today. So let's send out some good vibes if he'll have a successful surgery.
Yes, we'll do it. Hey, you guys, listen, I didn't intend for this to go this path, but I'm really glad that it landed here. What I want you guys to do is really get centered, really understand what you want to contribute to the world, and go out there and don't make any excuses. Like, I'm here to push you guys truly out of love, because if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't show up. I look at this as a privilege. This is not a right. This is my privilege to be able to be here with you. So go out there, make the impact on the world, ask for help. If you need anything, we're always in your corner. Cam, do you have something really quick? Because we're already over time and I don't want to keep everybody. I want to be respectful of everyone's time.
It's very fast. I just wanted to say, take this moment to check in on your clients in a way that's not related to real estate. Check in on your friends, check in on your family, and share the love. The people who give the love most are most likely the people who need the love most. So take this as a time to just reach out to people from your heart and not from a business mindset.
I love it. A really great close. You guys, once again, thank you for all of our guests. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that we got a little bit deeper today. I appreciate you guys because it wouldn't be Keep It Moving group coaching if we didn't do so.
Yes,
as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. And Steffi and everyone else, we are sending you love, light, and big hugs. So have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Thank you for impacting my life today. Appreciate you.